this is Tony Quant for the Wrestle Gate Pro YouTube channel, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by the owner of Wrestle Gate Pro, Gary Ward. Gary, welcome, and how are you?
Yeah, doing very well. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Over the Christmas boom. Looking forward to getting back to normality, as I'm sure everyone is, and obviously you've got a busy few weeks coming up. But before we jump straight into the upcoming show, I just wanted to ask the question really to start off, just to understand what got you involved in wrestling to start with, and how long have you been a fan of wrestling, and what kind of styles did you really enjoy sort of growing up?
So I've always been a fan, probably going back to when I was, 2 or 3. Grew up single parent family, so I've always been told that wrestling was something that's always been there. I can remember sort of things happening in the late 80s, 89, 90 were the real years that I can vividly remember still, so I'd have been about 4 or 5 then. But apparently I was still a fan before that, so would say, 2 or 3. It's just always been there. I've always been the wrestling guy, and football or soccer has been a big part of my life too, but I think when it really comes down to it, wrestling has always been my first sort of love and passion. So it's always really been there. And in terms of styles, I was a big NWA fan, which went into WCW. I used to really enjoy that. They were more accessible for me to get here in the UK, just through VHS or videotapes, because I didn't have Sky at the time, and then managed to get Sky and sort of followed everyone really. But it's always been there. So I'm 33 now, so it got to the point I've been in wrestling a few years, and to the point where I think it's I don't want to be 70 thinking what if.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest point, and as you know, being a dad, like I kind of look at my daughter and sort of say to her, I wonder what you're going to be when you're older, and she's like into pretending to be a doctor at the moment.
Yeah.
So I have to be ill all day long, and she has to take care of me and things like that. And I think to myself, I wonder what she's going to grow up to be like, and I'm going to tell her to chase her dreams, and then where she says to me, Daddy, did you chase yours? And I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And my dream was always to be in wrestling and stuff. So really, when she came along 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I can't really say I haven't tried. Even if I do one show and it fails, it doesn't work, we lose loads of money, but at least I've done one show and I can sit back and go, you know what? At least I did it. Yeah, it wasn't successful, but at least I did it. So that was the big thing behind the beginning, I guess, of WrestleGate.
Yeah. And was there you sort of mentioned your daughter, was that the sort of main sort of, because like you said, there's a lot of people who are always, who are fans who would love the opportunity, I'm sure, to sort of put on a show. Was it purely the sort of the daughter? Was there any other influences that sort of made? Was there any changes at work or lifestyle or anything that sort of gave you the opportunity to actually go ahead and do it, or was it purely let's go for it kind of thing?
I mean, I was working behind scenes in wrestling as a photographer, so some people that might know me personally or follow some of my work. So I was a photographer, various promotions, but Southside kind of took me in a little bit more than sort of everybody else, and I helped out with this or that, nothing major, more sort of social media and on-demand sort of stuff with them, and it was always an ambition. It was always something that I always wanted to do. I'm very much into like management simulators and like wrestling manager or football manager and things like that. So I've always been into that sort of style of games, and I've always been a manager myself in sort of my normal job life. So it was always something that was in the back of my mind, and I guess being behind the scenes with Southside kind of gave me that more look to see how things were done, and took the good bits and and put my own influence and think, this could work, and or this could work, that could work, and I just thought, let's just go for it, That was it. I understand, and I think that at the beginning, and when you were saying that fans think about they'd love to do it, like you can realistically do it. I just thought you didn't behind you.
Yeah.
Realistically, you don't. You need some financial backing, obviously. You need some finance there in case it does fail. Because the worst thing for me is that I couldn't pay the talent. That's the ultimate point for me. That would be the worst scenario going, that I just couldn't pay anybody, you know. So you do need some money to fall back on just in case, but you know, you don't need this hundreds of, you don't need thousands and thousands. You just need to be smart with who you're booking, smart with the audience you're going for, and just understand what's going on around. And I think, and I feel I have a good understanding of what's happening. So yeah, I think this is where we are now, you know, sort of, 3 weeks away?
Yep.
It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely come around pretty quick. And what was, I mean, obviously from jumping from fan to promoter, what's been the sort of biggest learning curve? Has there been anything sort of that's not thrown you off, but sort of come out unexpected, or some, you know, was it obviously you've had some, not issues but per se, but you've had to change the card around, obviously with WWE UK pulling Zia Brookside from the card, and stuff like that. Has that been the sort of biggest issues you've had to deal with so far?
There weren't really big issues. A kind of, and how I see the NXT UK scenario, and this isn't me trying to think that I'm smart or whatever. It's just that I felt that would I use a lot of the same people that you could see anywhere, and I used the sort of the analogy of if you go to Tesco's and you saw Coca-Cola or Tesco's own brand, you're likely to go to Coca-Cola over this different brand or a different brand in there. You're likely to go for the brand you know, right? So why would you come to Wrestle Gate and watch Zia Brookside and, you know, Jordan Devlin or Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and all these great wrestlers when you could realistically go and see them on a show that you know and a show that you know what you're going to get? What makes me different? Why would someone want to pay to come and watch that show? So when I first put WrestleGate together, it was very much, I want to give up and coming wrestlers, be it anywhere in the world, an opportunity, and mix them with the Japanese wrestlers and some Mexican style wrestlers that I personally really enjoy watching, and I think they have a very unique skill set, and that they haven't been here a lot. So giving that opportunity to those people to come over, experience what we have in Britain, and then mix that with the great young and upcoming, or the talent that could boom from these people like Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, etc., getting signed up. So I didn't really have a problem with it, because I purposely made sure I didn't book too many. The one I obviously had to change was Zia, but Zia was actually a substitute for a substitute, so she actually substituted alpha female, so and then I had to substitute Zia, but it wasn't a huge problem. It was very quick. I got Yule in pretty much immediately. I think I found out that Zia couldn't work the show as Yule's contact messaged me like literally 10 minutes later. So I picked my phone up and I had 2 messages. One saying they couldn't wrestle, one asking to wrestle. And I was like, hey, this is easy.
That's not bad, is it? Yeah.
So it was done, you know, within minutes. I think the biggest problem or biggest issue there's been, while there hasn't really been any, if I'm honest, the weirdest thing from going from a fan to promoter is people that just don't think that it's real.
Yeah.
And I said this on another interview, and to you personally, that people just think that this is me playing a video game or me just being a very good graphic designer and playing out some sort of wild fantasy.
Yeah.
I can assure you it is very, very real. You know, there's a lot of money going in and out of our accounts, quite a lot. So there is definitely real. I think that I see that quite strangely. I kind of have to kind of get used to negativity online pretty quickly. It did get to me at first, I must admit, but you know, these people are unlikely to be coming to the show anyway from looking at their profiles. So it's not the case of let's worry about that negativity. Let's worry about the hopefully 300 people in that arena, and then the hopefully hundreds and maybe 1,000 people watching the show after as it sort of goes on demand. So
yeah, and I
we
mean
need to
that.
worry about those
Yeah, and
first.
that was going to be one of my questions. How you sort of deal with that negativity, but I think you know, and it's and I'm sure you're not going to be the first person that's dealt the same sort of questions, and I think that's purely based on, you know, some of the promotions in the past on the UK scene that have sort of muddied the water for others. So whilst you know you're the new kid on the block, so it's easy to sort of brandish you with the same brush. It's almost, you know,
Exactly.
let us have a go. Let's see
Yeah.
what happens first.
And then I can understand that people are worried or concerned, and worried about maybe putting their money into something or putting sort of passion in somewhere. But kind of just try to reassure people that look, there's enough money there that everything's paid. We've completely paid for everything. There's nothing to be concerned about. There's matches planned or events planned for the entire of 2019. We're going to be there for the whole of 2019, and I'm sure going on we'll be growing and growing. And I can understand people's worry because so and so in whatever country or someone else up north has caused a problem before, but they might have been in a different scenario to me. Don't have any issues with anybody. This is all I've ever wanted to do. So to be smart, and I've got some very good people behind me as well that are not going to allow me to be silly with money and silly with booking and things like that. So we've got great people behind the scenes as well as sort of in the ring performing.
Yeah, absolutely. And sort of focusing back on WrestleGate Pro then. So I mean, what is the sort of vision for the promotion and the sort of style of wrestling that you're looking to promote? Because it does seem different to what's out there at the moment, which is obviously a good thing, and that's what you sort of mentioned earlier. Where does the sort of ethos of WrestleGate come from, and is it from just purely what you enjoy watching as a fan and sort of mixing it in? Is that, can you talk to us about that a bit?
It's very similar. I'm a big Ring of Honor fan.
Yep.
People know it. Big Japanese wrestling fan. Enjoy PWG. Progress. Always quite enjoy Progress's shows, and American wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and it's just a combination of a lot of things that I enjoy. The main ethos behind it would be more Japanese influence. I think Japanese wrestling is huge right now, and it's a big favourite of mine. I think once WCW was bought out, I followed TNA for a good few years before I started kind of falling out of love with wrestling, and sort of MMA, really, the UFC was just on its rise, and that was who I religiously followed. And then I sort of found Japanese wrestling and that kind of sport aspects of it. So it's going to be very much, in terms of WrestleGate, will be very much similar to that. We want it to have a sport feel. While yes, we know it is an MMA and it's wrestling, but we want it to have that feel that it is a real sport, and that contest as well as very strong style wrestling. So we want to mix the Japanese strong style mixed with up and coming British wrestlers or British based wrestlers, and then mix them together into something different. Again, I want matches to be different. I want the looks to be different. I want our production to look different. When you come to the show, especially in the Rushcliffe, while yes, it is a sports hall, you're not going to know that that's a sports hall when you're watching it on demand or being in there. The only reason you will know that that's a sports hall is if you look at the floor, because you'll see the markings, obviously, of the basketball courts or the football pitches. But apart from that, you're not even going to realise that's a wrestling venue. But that's a sports hall.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me. It's just making everything look different, look very professional, neat, tidy, but have that raw aspect of a sport feel in there. And once the first one's out of the way, I think people are going to really realise what we're about and what we can do.
Yeah. And you sort of touched on the Rushcliffe. What was it about Rushcliffe Arena and Nottingham in particular that sort of chose them as the home. Well, for as you mentioned, 2019 at least.
So I went there originally when I was always, like I said before, always a wrestling fan. So, but I never went anywhere. I never went to shows. So I only ever went to one show, probably till about 3 or 4 years ago. So I went to WCW at the Wembley Arena when I was about 1994 it was. It was Hulk Hogan's summer tour. It was the first tour he had when he joined the company in '94, and that was the only show I ever went to. So I grew up, as I say, small family. Mum didn't drive, brother doesn't drive, so we really couldn't get anywhere. We live in a very small town, so I was always the wrestling guy, but I was always a wrestling fan from afar. So tape trading, watching on TV, etc.
Yeah.
And then I kind of must have like retweeted or liked or shared something wrestling based on Facebook, and a friend of mine locally, Tony, he messaged me. He's like, "Are you a wrestling fan?" I was like, "Yeah," like because you don't really, we just never talked about it. It wasn't really something to talk about. Once we came out of school, at school I was always known as the wrestling fan, but I never really don't really hang out with anybody that I went to school with. So it was a bit like, yeah, I am, and he was like, well, me and my friend are too, and then that was it. We connected and we said, look, let's start going to some shows. So we went to a show in Colchester. We went to and then found Nottingham, which was Southside at the time. So we drove up. It was a 2-day show. And I had the same feeling that the sports hall was probably going to be really strange, and I've seen some of this sort of stuff on YouTube, etc. And I went there and I really liked the venue, I liked the feel of it, I liked how easy it was, accessible, clean, tidy. I could, if I wanted to, I could work out in the David Lloyd gym there. It was just a really nice place, and I really enjoyed the shows. And there was a good crowd there. And I thought to myself, this would be brilliant. And just Southside stopped using it. Once I then started helping out with Southside, I was always very much like we should go back there. But there was just other venues for Southside to use, and I always felt that was kind of underutilised. I think Nottingham has some great companies there, but I think they don't have anyone that is bringing in sort of Japanese influenced wrestlers to the degree that I'm planning on doing. So I think again that was something different. And then sort of speaking to the venue, they literally bit my hand off to get me in. I literally just rang them to see if there was any interest, and the guy was just massively excited about it. And I just thought, you know what, if this guy's a venue's so excited, then they're going to do wonders for us, and they're the people to have on board, you know. So they've been fabulous, really.
Excellent. And we're sort of fast approaching your first show, obviously on the 26th of January, but before then, you've got an exhibition match taking place at Frontline on the 10th of January. How did that sort of partnership form with Frontline, and how important is that for you? Because I noticed you've obviously made a few other partnerships with Rising Sun, and you're taking part in the WXW weekend. How are important are these partnerships?
Yeah, they're massive. They were. I wrote a list down, and it's a funny story how Wrestle Gate kind of started. So maybe I'll tell that story at one point. But during sort of creating it, I was always, as I said, an NWA fan. So seeing the territorials days and reading books about it and trying to find documentaries. I'm a big documentary fan. So they always travelled around having the NWA World Title on different shows, whether it be in Memphis or wherever, Dallas, etc. Go Cowboys, we've just scored a touchdown. Not that I'm trying to do two things at once here, but we've literally just scored a touchdown against the Giants, so I'm really happy about that. But I was a big influence on that. I loved it. So it was the case that I wanted to do that, and there were goals for me. I have 4 or 5 goals that I really want to be able to do with Wrestle Gate. I didn't think anything like that would happen. When we launched Wrestle Gate, literally within 3 hours, there was people from all over contacting me, which was crazy. And then I thought, it might be possible. Who knows? And being that I still am a photographer at the time, kind of am now finished. I had my last show last weekend with WEW in
Norwich.
Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went down to photograph for Will Ospreay and his mum's promotion, or his and his mum's promotion, RCWA in Essex.
Yep, round the corner to me, that one. Yep. That's my my local promotion, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I went down. I was asked to go in there by Ash, who performs on the show. Kind of been on and off speaking to him and for ages, really. Them trying to sort of get me on shows, but just dates never sort of matched, really, because I was so heavily with Southside. I did literally every Southside show, and they run a lot of shows.
Yeah.
They've done 4 this weekend alone, so they run a lot. So I tried to not go to too many as a photographer apart from them. So once I left them in September, literally a couple of days after I announced Wrestle Gate, we parted. So it was a case that, you know, I was free, went down to RCWA, and Will Ospreay was there, and I sort of introduced myself. I hadn't met Will before, and asked him about his injury. He was obviously with his rib injury, and I said to him, "Oh yeah, my promotion starts shortly, so you know, I'm looking forward to it." Because he was telling me about how Frontline had just purchased the RCWA, and he asked who we were, and I said WrestleGate, and he immediately was like, "Oh, I love the logo, love the graphic, love it," and he knew exactly who we were. And I thought, even then, I was like, "Whoa, like Will Ospreay knows who we are. This could be something quite good here." And it was actually him. He said to me, "Do you want to do something together?" I was like, "Okay, what do you have in mind?" And we started talking about who we like and what our influences are, and you know, in terms of wrestling. And we're both massive Japanese wrestling fans, and we're just chatting for a good 10 minutes about it. And then we looked at each other, like, "Yeah, let's do a deal." So yeah, it literally was literally about 10-15 minutes before I had to go and photograph a show. We just put something together, say, let's work together, let's do something. And you know, conversations continued, and we put together a deal to, I support him, he supports me. I love everything that he's doing with the Young Lions, so his Young Lions will work all of WrestleGate shows too. We put together the Triangle Tag Team Championships that could be defended on both shows.
Yeah.
I'll have an exhibition on his show. He will eventually have some exhibition matches on my shows. I'll look after sort of some of his talent for them to go. And it was just us sticking together as, you know, everybody's sort of getting signed up here and there, and a lot of people going places, whether it be Ring of Honor or WWE. So it was a case of let's stick together, let's, you know, help each other out. And so yeah, we've got that show on January 10th. I'll be there as you know, representing WrestleGate with Sean Custom and Robbie X, who's the match. So we'll have that on there, and then we head off to Germany in March, and then at the beginning of March, and then at the end of March we head to Italy, and for 2 more partnerships. So it was very, very pleasing that these all came to me and was like, "We really want to work with you. We like what you're doing. We like your ideas." And
yeah,
some big companies also came to me and they said the same thing. While I can't work with them in terms of a partnership like we are with Frontline, we can do some talent shares. They can help me with things, and you know, they have my support should they ever need me for anything. Not that these big corporate people will need me, but it's really nice. It was very, very eye-opening to how quickly social media and how quickly the graphics and our announcement sort of boomed into wrestling, I guess.
Yeah, without it, like you said, without even having put on a show yet. But yeah, I mean, that's encouraging, isn't it? That you know, you've got the support of the likes of, you know, those kind of people who have been doing this for quite a while as well. Just, you know, be it bounce ideas off them, or you know, that kind of stuff. And
yeah, it's very strange. It's just very weird. Like, honestly, I was thinking about this morning before we had the chat. Like, I created the Twitter page first. I didn't even write a name for it. You know, like, it didn't even have a name. So I didn't even know what I was going to call the promotion at the time. And
yeah,
I was going over a couple of names. One I couldn't do at the end. I looked one day and I had like 100 followers. I was like, how the hell have I got 100? Like, nobody knows about this promotion.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it. and they were all people local that I knew of, but they would only know if I told them, and I hadn't told anybody. And I just thought, this is crazy. Like, and I put a graphic up. Once I put the graphic out, it was literally 2 hours, and there was like some big names in wrestling contacting me, like, "What's your ideas? What are you doing? You know, can we listen to you? Can we talk?" And it was just a bit like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is beyond my expectations, really. I just didn't expect that to happen, and you know, we're not even running a show yet, and we're linked in with 3 promotions, potentially 5 if the 2 other people I'm speaking to comes off, and you know, wherever I seem to go at the minute, like someone might say, "Oh, hi, introduce yourself on a show," or whatever, and I say, "Oh, hi, I'm Gary," and they might ask what I do, and I say, "Oh, Wrestle Gate," and everybody seems to know who it is, which is just incredible. Really is crazy. We don't even run a show yet, so I could retire now.
Yeah.
And people know who we are, but it's just mental, really. It's
please,
social media.
please don't put the show on first. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do one show, and then we'll say I was just a very good graphic designer.
Yeah.
Even though none of the graphics have been done by me. If someone seems to think they weren't. You know, they're not. I've got the best graphic designer going.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And where did you mentioned coming up with a name? Where did Wrestle Gate Pro come? How did you get to that name?
Originally, I wanted to call it Lionsgate.
Right.
Being that I'm a big Japanese fan, I wanted to have a lion in it, being the 3 lions, obviously, of England. Being at New Japan was a big influence. I loved Dragon Gate too, so I kind of wanted to mix that all together. And as I was sort of doing some stuff with it, I remembered there's a Lionsgate project, which is New Japan's sort of Young Lions sort of event that they have. So I thought, I can't do that because I'm just going to look a massive sort of rip off to it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking more and more, I need wrestling in it really at some point. And then it kind of evolved from there really, of, you know, Lion, sort of Wrestle Gate. And then it kind of, I quite like that. So it was really like, originally it was Lionsgate, but I couldn't use what New Japan have.
No.
And then I looked at Wrestle 1 as well. I actually was watching Wrestle 1 at the time, and then I was like, Wrestle 1, Wrestle Lionsgate, and then it was Wrestle Gate. So it was between those 2, and then it was Wrestle Gate all along. So it was just those. You sit there really, and you're being creative in your own mind, I guess. And you kind of at the time when I created it, I was standing in a kids' swimming pool in Barcelona, watching my daughter play with a Barbie doll and some bubbles that I'd bought from the Barcelona shop, and I created it there and then in a swimming pool.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Normally the best ideas are created on the toilet, aren't they? So you weren't a million miles away.
Don't think I created anything on the toilet.
Not yet, anyway.
I've done I know, not yet anyway, but there's been like events. Actually, there's an event I want to pull something, a name that I created while I was on the toilet, but not the actual name.
Yeah. down the shitter. Yep.
Yeah.
And as we look ahead at the Open Gate card, just looking at the card now, obviously some great matches. Is there any sort of that stand out to you that you are personally as a fan really sort of excited about and looking forward to?
Well, as a fan and a promoter, I should say all of them.
Yeah.
But obviously, they should all be great. But I'm really pleased that we've got Jordan Devlin, and that seems potentially why I don't know, so I can't confirm or deny that this is his last sort of independent match or whatever it is. He was allowed to wrestle this event. So be it that as he will.
Yeah.
I'm really keen on doing that. I was a little bit not disappointed, but I was a little bit miffed that Progress did it first. I was like, damn, they took the match, but still, I think this is going to be everything that we want our audience to see and our audience around the world to see what WrestleGate's about. Jordan was someone I hold in real high regard as well as Chris. So these two are literally top top of my list. Big fan of John Klinger. Think he's really, really underrated in terms of worldwide exposure. Here in Europe, he's everywhere, but I think worldwide, he should be in and out of Japan and all across America and things like that. So I'm a big fan of his, and I think him and Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground is going to be a real strong, hard matchup. So I think those two are going to be fantastic. And then it came to, I wanted 2 or 3 real marquee matches, and I got them there. And then it was a case of I want to put up and coming guys and girls that are known that maybe can be the next big stars, and that's when you got like Sean Custon, Ricky Knight Jr., Phantasmo, Nawa, Danny Duggan, like he's great wrestler, he's so good. He's someone I'm really keen on working with. And then the 4 young lads that we got in our opening match, Harrison Bourne, Callum Newman, Maverick Mayhew, Joe London. So they're all real great young talents as well. I just want to give them a platform, and it's strange when I say I want to give them a platform, because we're nobody, right? Wrestle Gate's nova. We don't even run a show, but I kind of feel like when I say I want to give them a platform, I want to do something so I can sit back and go, look, at least I gave them a chance, and I've done everything I can with all my marketing and things like that to display it around the world. Like, at least I've given those people a chance, because someone gave me a chance, right? Once let me come and photograph the show, so that's the big thing for me. But I'm really looking forward to all of the matches, but I must admit the main event is going to be great. I think it's going to be special.
Yeah, no, I think you're right there. I'm personally looking forward to Mil Muertes, because I've been a big fan of him for a while. So getting to see him live will be quite something, I hope. But
yeah, and I think a lot of people are saying that too, because again, it was his first UK appearance.
Yeah.
I was lobbying for him with many promotions that I was working with. Like, you should book Mil Muertes, you should do this, and it was nobody ever took me up on it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I think his graphic as well as our logo on the first day that we announced it really made everybody think, whoa, who are these guys?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it worked.
Yeah, definitely. And what does, I mean, obviously the show hasn't taken place yet, but as a promoter, what will success look like for you from Open Gate? Once that show's done and dusted, how will you judge how successful, or whether it's been a success?
From a financial standpoint, it's already a success. So financially, it's not something I need to really look at or worry about.
Yeah.
Just the people going out of the door, really. I'm very big because I was a wrestling fan. Like, if I have a message to promoter or a talent or things like that when I was working in it or writing about it or whatever, it was always really cool that they replied. They at least replied, or at the show, said hello. And those little things are something that I'm really keen on doing. Like, I'm going to be out there in front of everybody. I'm going to say hello to everybody. I'm going to thank them for coming on. And at the end of the show, if just one person came up and said, mate, that's great, love that show. Like, not people that are friends, like friends like you, or, my best friends coming on, my other real good friends. Like, if they come up to me, or you come up to me and go, oh, it's a great show, like, I kind of expect you're going to say that. I want someone I don't know, I've never met before, to go, you know what, that's great, really enjoyed that show. I'm going to come back in March.
Yeah.
Or I can't do much, but May, I'm really looking forward to that May show. Or, or I can't wait to watch it on demand. For me, that's success. And again, I'd like people to come and be like, oh, I want to work on the show. It's great when I get this. Great when people message me and ask to be a part of it. And I've gone out my way to reply to everybody. But that is success. It's just at least one person just enjoys it. And whether you've had a crap week or crap day or something really shitty's going on in your life, and for 3 hours we can just entertain you and you can forget about it, that's great for me.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. Is for 3 hours, if you can just forget everything and just completely switch off and enjoy our entertainment, that's all I need. That's all I worry about.
Excellent. And talking about the fans, we did ask for some fan questions ahead of this. So we've got a few coming in, so we'll just quickly whiz through these if that's okay, Gary.
Yeah, sure.
So we've got the first one that's not actually wrestling related. It's more about you. Is it true that Gary? Is it true that Gary can down a Kopperberg like a shot of Zambuca? So I'm assuming this is one of your friends.
I would put money on that. That's from my friend Ryan, who is someone I went to this wrestling with before. Yes, I guess I can, but I don't really drink. I'm not teetotal or anything. I honestly I don't choose to drink very rarely. The actual time I did do that was with Ryan, and we were in the Rushcliffe Arena, watching wrestling. I think I just fancied a drink because I drive everywhere, so I'll say to friends or whoever's come with me, I'll drive, you guys can have a beer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so we might need to recreate. Might need to recreate that after open day then.
I could try. I can give it a go. I'm going to come out and thank everyone for coming. If anyone buys me a Kopperberg, I will try and down it. This will probably be Ryan will be the first one to buy me that, I reckon. But yeah, we did it. I did it in Rushcliffe Arena, but that's blatantly from Ryan Scott.
And the next question, touching on the Japan stuff that we spoke about earlier, if you could bring anyone over from New Japan, who would it be?
If he was healthy, Shibata.
Yeah.
Katsuguri Shibata, who really made me fall in love with Japanese wrestling. I absolutely adore Okada, but I think Shibata would be Wrestle Gate champion for about 10 years.
Forever, yeah.
No one would beat him, but I just love everything that Shibata does. I think just because of his massive MMA background, obviously, there are other people there with a big MMA background, but there was just something about him that just captivated me. So it would be Shibata, but in terms of healthy, other than Okada, which I think would be pretty much everyone's answer, Okada or Omega. I don't know, this is a bit strange maybe to say, but probably would be Will Ospreay, and I know we're kind of associated with Will, but I think Will, I've said this before, Will to me is what AJ Styles was at the beginning of TNA.
Yeah.
Where he was just doing so much stuff that he just wowed you every single show. And Will, I really believe once he's putting on a lot more size now, and I think he looks like he's trying to go to heavyweight division. But I think once he's really works on sort of uses his mat skills and that type of wrestling rather than all the high flying, and kind of is a similar road to what AJ did.
Yeah.
Because AJ does like 2 or 3 moves now which are high risk or high flying moves. Everything else is just pure technical wrestling, really great in-ring wrestling, mat wrestling. I think that Will has that ability too, and I think I could see him going that similar route. So yeah, potentially would be Will Ospreay as well.
Okay, cool. Next question: will you be looking to expand outside of Nottingham?
Potentially, yes. The big reason we went with Nottingham is because I really like Nottingham. I've been there a few times, really enjoyed the shows. But when I've gone to other shows, if I don't follow that promotion in terms of religiously, like I don't really know what's going on, so I don't know the storyline. So recently I went to a Progress show, and I hadn't followed Progress for a good sort of 5 or 6 months, and I really didn't understand what was going on in terms of storyline wise.
Yeah.
And there was other promotions I've been to where I might watch the show and there might be something going on, and I then need to like ask someone like, what's happening here? It's like, oh well, this guy's been feuding with him for ages, and now it's like the big sort of match at the end, and I was like, oh okay, because they travel around everywhere, not everybody will be able to see it. So I thought to myself, look, if we're in one location, I've got a hardcore set of fans there, hopefully, that will be there weekend, or, every other month when we're running a show, and they'll be able to follow everything nicely.
Yeah.
If we were to move and keep moving to different locations, it might just be just a big show each month with just matches put on, and there was nothing building, which is something I don't particularly want to go towards. we probably will move. We probably will use another location too, but it might be for something different, maybe like a Young Lions type promotion, still under the same umbrella, but maybe based for rise and trainees, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
But 2019, January, March, May, July, potentially August, October, and December, they're all booked. Like, we're in Nottingham Arena for all of those dates. We're not going anywhere else.
Excellent. And is there any, next question, is there any plans for an on-demand service so that people will be able to watch? I know you released earlier today that you're going to be streaming the first match of Open Gate on Facebook, but is there actually plans for an on-demand service at all? Is that something you've thought about, or is that not something that you've...
Yes, yeah, we're going to have on-demand service, so we'll be on, is it Pivot Share?
Yeah,
Share?
that's it,
Is that correct? How you pronounce it?
Yeah.
So we're on Pivot Share, we're already on it, so a couple of days ago I had a free afternoon and I secured sort of several sort of websites and things in our names, so if we were to go down that route, for whatever they are, we could use. So I've signed us up to Pivot Share already on there. I think it's WrestleGatePro.pivotshare.com, I think. So we're already on there. That is our on-demand. We will be on other platforms as well. Literally signed 3 different contracts with 3 different streaming websites.
Okay.
So we'll be on them as well. We'll announce that in due course, but we're going to be we're going to be on as much as I can, really.
Yeah.
The 4-way, so the young Lions sort of match, Harrison, Callum, Maverick, and Joe, that will be streamed live on Facebook, so on our Facebook page. Just think that'd be really cool, just to give our first match away for free. While that isn't the first ever WrestleGate match, it's the first ever match on a WrestleGate show. So it would be, I think it'd be really cool just to give that away to people to watch. And if you're not in the arena, you can at least, if you think, it's just a sports hall, at least you can look at it for however long that match is going to be, and think, well, this isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the final fan question, is there plans on rolling out any title belts in the promotion, and will we see these at Open Gate?
There will be no championships at Open Gate, so we won't have anything on the line at Open Gate. There potentially was going to be, but people signing deals with WWE kind of changed my plan on that. That was the only real plan that I had to change. There will be titles. They won't be on sort of one or until the middle of the year.
Yeah.
I want us to... the big thing for me is, and I'll come back to Okada. Like, Okada was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion for a good 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. Probably.
Something. Yeah.
If I get that wrong, don't shout at me.
No,
but,
it was.
years.
It was something crazy, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So to me, they really spent a lot of time on him. Really invested heavily in him. Obviously getting to that point anyway. But with the belt, I don't want to go in on the first show, give him a belt to somebody who I like, and then the fans are like, why is this guy or why is this girl the champion? And they're not behind it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it on other shows like New Promotions. They give the belt. That's great. That's your choice. I'm not bashing that, but very quickly these promotions change their mind and change the belt. And I want the belt to feel like it really means something. I don't want it to, it is a prop at the end of the day, but I don't want it to have that feel. If you're going to win that title or win a title, I want it to really feel like they've worked so hard to get there, to get it.
Yeah.
And just have that old style feeling, like when you watch the NWA or, Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes in the cage, and I think it's that 82 Starcade. The feel of that when the title changed hands was insane. I really want people to really get behind that belt means something. It's not just going to be flip-flopped all over the place and, going to change here or there and everywhere. So there will be belts, but it won't be for until the middle part of the year.
Okay, that's great. And then finally from me, what would you say to anyone who's sort of sitting on the fence, deciding whether or not they should actually come along to Open Gate on the 26th? Is there a message for those people?
Yeah, everyone has to start somewhere, right? We all have to have a beginning. Let's not worry about the end or when that might be. Let's get behind something new, something fresh, someone trying to do something different. At the end of the day, I'm a wrestling fan, just like you guys. I've just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and promote a show. It was only ever going to be one show. It was just going to be a big super card, and that would have been it. But the reaction I had, and then other circumstances changing, like it made me like, you know what, I'm going to go for this. I understand people might be a little bit, I don't know how to get behind them or whatever, but big thing for me will be fan interaction and fan feedback. Like if you don't like something, just tell us. If you want to see something, just tell us, and I will literally do everything I can to make it happen. Whether it's a wrestler that you want to see or a match you want to see, your opinions really matter. We haven't got a big corporate company behind us pumping us with money or with support or anybody looking after me or anything like that. It's literally me and another guy. That's it. And it's just us. And he's not even a wrestling fan. It's basically me. And so this all crammed together. Like DIY, let's do it ourselves. If we want an alternative, we're not liking what we're seeing on TV, on the WWE or whoever you watch. If you don't like something you see, get behind someone new. Give them your opinions. Like, I will take everybody's opinions on board. I'll listen. I might not use it, but I'll listen and I'll do what I can. But this is all of us together, trying to put on 3 hours of just great wrestling for you just to relax and enjoy. Do it yourself, you know. That's exactly what it is. It's DIY. We want to smash it on January 26th. We've got like 100 tickets left. We sold out everything other than general admission. Let's pack the place out and really show everybody what we can do in 2019.
That's great, thanks, Gary. And yeah, like you mentioned, there are still tickets available. So if you visit ringsideworld.co.uk, there's some general admission tickets available, and that show takes place on the 26th of January from the Rushcliffe Arena in Nottingham. So
yeah,
perfect.
We've got some meet and greet packages left available. You can meet Jordan Devlin, Session Moss, Bad Bones, Mil Muertes, Millie McKenzie. We have a exclusive meet and greet with Zaya Brooksides, limited to 50 people. And then we have our press centre, our media centre. So it's something that I was really, really keen to do. When I was writing for a magazine, I went over to Germany with WXW and was part of their media centre and thought, we don't have this in the UK. I've never seen anyone have it. So I've invited and spoken to a lot of people that do podcasts, you know, YouTube channels, magazines, papers. We've given them press passes. They're going to come in, you know, an hour before, interview a couple of the wrestlers, maybe me if they want to, and just get more and more eyes on our product. And yeah, I want it to be very, very user friendly, I guess. You know, you want to come in, take pictures, from the film as much as you can. It's great. Stick it all online, put it everywhere you can. Write about the shows. You know, very much user friendly. I want everybody just to enjoy the day.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for your time, Gary. And,
no, appreciate it.